Hello, football fans. Welcome back to the Nene show. Thanks for tuning in to Football Extreme. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below so that you'll be notified whenever I upload new videos on the channel. Now, on today's news, we saw Jack Grealish complete his move to Manchester City for club record £100 million. That makes him the most expensive player in the league's history. Previous record held by Paul Pogba of about £93 million or so. Jack Grealish made his debut for Manchester City in the Community Shield over the weekend. Unfortunately, they lost 1-0 to Leicester City. However, speaking of Manchester City, they seem to still be interested in signing Harry Kane. There was an initial bid of about £100 million made, which was rejected by Spurs. Looks like Spurs is holding out for about 150, 160 million pounds or so. And unfortunately, the two teams haven't reached common ground as yet. The rumors that we spoke about last week about Harry Kane having missed training and he's boycotting because he's trying to force a move to Manchester City. It seems all those were incorrect. He did release a statement on Friday saying that he would be returning to Spurs on Saturday, and that all of the things that have been spoken about in the media are all false. He wouldn't do anything to jeopardize the team or the fans. And yeah, he will be returning to Spurs. We're still not sure what's going to happen between him and Spurs, whether he's going to be staying or he'll be sold. But words coming out of Manchester City are saying that they are still open to negotiating with Tottenham, provided that they can agree on a fee. So it looks like this one is going to be dragging on for the rest of the month. Maybe it could be done on deadline day, you never know. However, the interesting point with this situation is that the opening game of the Premier League is Spurs welcomes Manchester City. So it's interesting to see whether come Sunday Harry Kane is with Tottenham or is with Manchester City. So yeah, that remains to be seen there. In other piece of news, we've got Lukaku, who seems like he's going to be coming back to the Premier League. Chelsea did submit a bid last week of about £85 million, which was rejected by Inter Milan. It looks like they've gone back for another bid of about 97 million pounds or so, which seems to have been accepted by Inter Milan. And Lukaku is undergoing his medical, and he will be unveiled as a Chelsea player hopefully before the weekend Premier League opens. So we'll see Lukaku coming back into the Premier League. As you guys will know, he was formerly with Chelsea, and then he moved to Everton, and then from Everton he moved to Man United, and then Man United he went to Inter Milan. So yeah, he is very familiar with the Premier League, and yeah, it seems like he's going to be heading to Chelsea. Now it's quite interesting because earlier on in the transfer window, it seemed as if Chelsea were interested in signing Haaland from Dortmund, but obviously it seems as if after Dortmund sold Sancho, they were a bit reluctant to let the other star player go. So it seems as if by Chelsea signing Lukaku, it's pretty much going to end any interest in signing Haaland, at least for this transfer window. However, with Haaland, it's quite interesting. It seems as if he's got a release clause in his contract, but that release clause is only active from next year. It's rumored to be around about 67, 70 million pounds or so, which is actually not that bad. So next season it's going to be quite interesting to see who activates the clause and how many teams actually submit bids thereafter. it could be an interesting transfer, but that will be for next season. But for now, Lukaku seems like he's on his way to Chelsea. In the last bit of news, we'll talk about Arsenal, who kick off their first match of the Premier League on Friday against Brentford. It is the first match of the Premier League season, and it seems as if Arsenal have agreed a move to sell Joe Willock to Newcastle for about £25 million or so, and it seems that those funds will be used to go towards acquiring new players. James Maddison is still being linked with the move to Arsenal. There's also talks of Bernardo Silva from Manchester City, also heading towards Arsenal. But again, that's a tough one, because it sounds like Bernardo Silva wants to either go play in Spain or just anywhere in Europe. Doesn't sound like he's interested in a move within the Premier League. But having worked with Mikel Arteta before, maybe he could change his mind and we could see him in an Arsenal shirt. It would be a good move for Arsenal, as we do need some creativity in the midfield. And as I've also mentioned with James Maddison, the £25 million could go towards that. He's rumored to be about 60-70 million pounds is what Leicester City is asking for. But with Jack Grealish being worth £100 million, Leicester might decide to just push up the price of James Maddison a bit. But yeah, it remains to be seen. I personally think both players will be a good addition to the Arsenal midfield, as at the moment it's in desperate need of some high-profile, well-established Premier League players that are going to be able to slot into the team and provide the creativity that is lacking in the team at the moment. And lastly, right back position has also been a concern for the Arsenal. Hector Bellerin, to be honest, hasn't done the job that has been expected of him. He has been around for many years under different managers, and it just isn't working out for him in that position. And unfortunately, that's a very important position that we need to fill in the team. The player that we've been linked with is Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. He was formerly with Spurs, and Spurs sold him to Atletico Madrid. It seems like he's looking for a move back into the Premier League. There was also talks about Man United being interested, but it seems like Arsenal has joined the race to try and sign him. Atletico Madrid have put a price tag of about £34 million or so. So whoever meets that asking price will more or less be able to get the player. Again, this is another player that will be a huge addition to the Arsenal setup. As I've said, right back is a huge concern at the moment, and I don't think that the Arsenal can go into a new season still relying heavily on Hector Bellerin. Kieran Trippier, an English international, proven right back, would make a good addition to the squad. So hopefully that deal can be concluded before the end of the transfer window, and that will definitely add some strength to the team, along with the other two players that I've mentioned, of course. That's it from me on the Nene Show. As I said, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below in order to get the notifications, and I'll see you guys next time.